Hey, good day everybody. Welcome to my debut video. Welcome to my new channel called Andrew's Adventure. Basically, this is gonna be a channel where I talk a little bit about Montgomery, Alabama / Alabama in general, because I have just moved here. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Indiana, to be more specific, and I wanted a change of climate, and to some degree a change of people. So I decided to leave Indiana for the time being and come down here to Montgomery, Alabama. And right now I'm here in the city of Montgomery. I am living out of my van, and I will have videos in the future to where I show you the layout of my van and how I got everything situated, along with kind of how I lived it today in this van. Now, given that this is only my third day living out of my van, I'm still new to all this. Now, I have camped out of my van plenty of times when I was out west, and also when I was up north in the Dakotas. But there's a difference between camping out of a van and actually living out of the van for an extended period of time, as I intend to here in Alabama. Now, I don't have to live out of my van if I don't want to. I can go ahead and get me an apartment, or I could even put money down and purchase a home. But I intend to live out of this van for several months so I can save some money to purchase me a house here in Montgomery, because I would like to buy me a house and be able to purchase it and pay cash. That way I don't have any mortgage debt hanging over my head. And I thought about renting an apartment, but at this point I don't really want to pay rent to nobody, because that's going to be money that's going to be taken away that I could be using to save up towards purchasing a home here in Montgomery or somewhere here in the mid-state Alabama area. So, and I do own a home in Indiana. I still have it. I got some good friends watching over it. I got an alarm, and I do have a pet cat, which I got people watching my cat as well, because I didn't want to bring my cat with me because I didn't know the situation in terms of how this van stuff is going to turn out for me. And two, I'm in a minivan, so I don't really have a whole lot of room for my cat. So I thought it was better for me, as well as for the cat to just stay at my house, and my friends / neighbors to watch over the cat and watch over my house while I stay in this van for several months and save money so I can buy me a house here in Alabama and pay cash. Now, if for some reason I decide at a later date that I don't want to stay here in Alabama, if I'm living out of my van, my attitude is all I gotta do is turn the ignition and leave and go to wherever I want to go. Go back home to Indiana or wherever I want to go, because I'm not going to be on the hook for any type of lease agreement or any of that type of stuff. Now, I do have a job down here, and I will be starting that job in the next couple of days or so. I'm actually looking forward to going back to work, because I've been out of work for 2 weeks and it's driving me crazy. So I'm looking forward to going back to work, making some money, saving a lot of money, and achieving my goal, which my first goal here in Alabama is to purchase me a home and pay cash. And then I got other goals beyond that. Now, another goal which I would like to achieve is I would like to build this YouTube channel that you're watching right now. And on this channel, I'm going to basically be talking about Alabama. I'm going to be talking about Montgomery, Alabama, to be more specific. And I intend to take many other trips to where I will be taking you guys along with me. Like, since I'm down here in the South at this particular moment, I intend to take trips like to Louisiana, Florida, Mississippi, anywhere that's within 8 hours of Montgomery. I intend to, at some point, to go. So when I take those trips, I will be recording, and I will let you guys know how I'll just be recording, and you guys will get to see some of the places where I choose to go. And also, I'm going to be looking at a lot of properties here in the Montgomery. So you'll get to come along with me for some of that. So yeah, basically, you know, I've always wanted to travel extensively, but I never was able to due to my finances. I mean, I never had the money to travel extensively, and I would say this last year I've had the money to travel, but I just chose not to. I kept on putting it on the back burner. But I'm 41 years old, and I've worked a lot of labor intensive jobs for the last, I would say, 20 years, give or take. And I now have arthritis in both of my ankles. So my attitude is I'm getting no younger. And my attitude is also part of being healthy is being happy. So this is the year that I've decided to go ahead and pack a few items in my van and get people to do what I need them to do at home, which is to watch my house, watch my cat, and just come out here and do a little bit of traveling and live a slightly different lifestyle, I guess. Now, I used to live in Tennessee, let me think here. 10 years ago, I used to live in Tennessee. Before I lived in Tennessee, I lived in Louisville, Kentucky. And I've always had a liking for the South. I mean, I'm not talking bad about the Midwest. I mean, I was raised in Ohio, and I left Ohio back in the early 2000s, moved to Kentucky, and then from Kentucky I went down to Tennessee. And I've always had a liking for the South. I mean, I like the climate. For the most part, I like the people. I like their culture. So I decided this year that I'm going to go ahead and just load up my van, pack a few items, and just come down here to Alabama and give Alabama a try. And I gotta say, so far, I'm having a pretty good time down here. I mean, living out of a van, I'm not gonna lie, it is a little different than what I'm used to. I mean, some of the things that me and many of you take for granted, such as the comforts of your bed at night, and whenever you need electricity, you can just flip on a switch or plug something into an outlet and you got electricity. Whenever you need water, just turn a nozzle and the water's on. Whenever you gotta use the toilet, just push down a handle and your business is gone. As for if you're like me and you're living out of a van, I mean, like for me, if I gotta take a shower or use the bathroom, do any of that type of stuff, like for my shower, I got a gym membership here in Montgomery, so when I get done working out, I just go to the men's locker room and I take a shower. If I gotta use the bathroom during the day, I just go to a gas station or I go to my gym and I use the bathroom. Obviously, when I'm at work, if I gotta take care of business, I'm at work, so I just use their facilities. At night, if I gotta do a number one, I got my urinal. If I gotta do a number two, then I try to park myself close to a truck stop or close to some kind of business that's 24 hours a day where I can just go in and use the bathroom. And depending on what kind of business I park at, I might go in, I might buy something stupid, like if I go into a smaller gas station, just so I don't come across as being inconsiderate, I might go in there and buy like a pack of gum, I might buy me a thing of water, I might even get some gas in my vehicle if I go in and use their facilities, just to be courteous. I don't want to come across as being disrespectful and then I got problems. I try to keep all my options open as far as where to park at night. So for those of you that are wanting to live the van life, FYI, you know, if you go into a gas station that's smaller and the clerk sees you go in and use their bathroom, you know, be courteous. You know, A, you can gas your vehicle up. Even if it's only $5 worth of gas, you're still purchasing a product of theirs. B, you can buy you a thing of water, a pack of gum, just something, just so you don't come across as being disrespectful and inconsiderate. So anyhow, I just thought this year that, you know, I mean, it's October, and up in Indiana, the weather is starting to get a little on the cold side. And for the last 10 years, ever since I left Tennessee, I've always dreaded the idea of having to deal with snow and ice in super cold temperatures. So I thought for this year, I'm gonna pack my van and I'm gonna leave Indiana, and I'm gonna at least spend the winter here in the South. And the reason why I picked Alabama is because A, housing prices here are very affordable in the event that I decide to purchase a home in the South. And B, I also like the fact that Montgomery is only a few hours away from Florida. It's only a few hours away from the Gulf. And it's only a handful of hours from places like New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and many parts of Mississippi I like to go to. And of course, I'm right by Tennessee. In the event that I wanted to visit a few of my old friends, or I wanted to go to East Tennessee and go to Pigeon Forest or Gatlinburg. So those are some of the reasons why I like Montgomery, Alabama. And two, so far at least, I like the climate down here. I mean, right now, we got temperatures in the upper 60s, lower 70s. As we're at home, I believe the temperatures have dipped into the 50s 4 days high. So, and given that I'm living out of a van to save money, the climate here in Montgomery is going to be a little more helpful for me compared to living somewhere where it's colder. So that's another plus about living here in Montgomery. So, I mean, I know I'm kind of rambling. I'm just kind of, I just kind of did this video on the fly, so I'm just trying to figure out things to say that might be somewhat interesting. So, if you don't hear me speak, that's the reason why. I don't want to say anything stupid. I try to say stuff that's somewhat intelligent. But anyways, those are some of the reasons why I chose Montgomery, Alabama. Now, initially, when I first thought about traveling like this, I was not gonna buy a house here in Montgomery. And there's still a 50-50 chance that I might leave Montgomery and might not buy a house down here. It all depends on how I like Montgomery. It depends on the price of the housing. I mean, the housing down here is fairly low, but you know, there's a lot of factors I try to take into consideration before I make such a big decision to buy a house here in Montgomery, or anywhere for that matter. So I just wanted to welcome everybody to this channel. So welcome to the channel. And I will see you guys on the next video.